All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Northrock Lanes. We have reached the group step ladder finals portion of our event, the PWBA Wichita Open. My name is Emil Williams Jr. and pleased to be joined by a very special guest. She is a former Wichita State Shocker. Competed, of course, this week. I will not tell you her name. I will have her say hello, and then we can play the guessing game for a few seconds, and then we'll tell you.
Hello, everybody. I apologize in advance because of my accent.
No
I
apologies
just
necessary.
hope I just hope everything goes well here. But um, I mean, if you could guess my name, my name is Sandra Gongora from Mexico.
Big thanks to Sandra for joining us, and we are underway with our matches. Jen Higgins taking on Clara Guerrero, and Shannon Pluhowsky taking on Shannon O'Keefe as Jen Higgins starts off with a strike. Well, Sandra, we had a 42-foot pattern this
Hmm.
week, 27.66 milliliters. Seen players play in. We've seen players, kind of play the middle of the lane. This is the fresh. We have had burn, of course, as well. What were your thoughts on the pattern? How did you play it, and how do you expect the players to play on the fresh here?
Well, we have, of course, different styles, different, you know, ways to play
Sure.
this pattern. Like for instance, Clara, she's really great playing the gutter because of her speed, her roll. So it works pretty well in this pattern. And then we have like Jennifer. She was playing inside pretty much the whole tournament. She has really good reaction on fresh, and personally, I think I try both actually, but felt a little more confident in playing inside. Yeah, playing inside. Um, but I guess this time for them, it's only one game, So like
Sure.
you gotta do, of course, your best, and if you have the right speed, the right angles, any part of the lane you go, you just have to be aligned pretty well um, to the break point.
That's a great point. Just one game.
Yep.
So in many cases, not enough time. All you really have is your practice time,
Hmm.
obviously, to kind of get going and essentially throw the best shots you can and hope for the best.
Some of them, you know, because you have the time to practice before the match starts, so some of them, try to break the lanes a little bit, like using a lot of surface on fresh. Um, we see Clara um, with surface outside, so that pretty much helps, um, her style, and of course the reaction she creates. And then Jennifer a little straighter, a little bit inside. It also looks good.
We've seen, again, the collection of styles have success, collection of areas to play on the lane. Shannon Pluhowsky, um, probably at this point used to being the only lefty in a match play
Yeah.
or in a group step ladder final, for example. So the experience
She
there.
she is a great player. She has been bowling amazing these last weeks, and it she makes the left side look like easy, but she's good. She's the one making all the step ladders and the finals, and she just makes really good shots and aligns, and you know um, she repeats. I mean, in this game, you just gotta be able to execute and repeat every shot.
Heck of a shot there from Clara.
Really good shot from Clara. Yeah. She tried to bowl inside, Um, and of course, because it's fresh, this morning also she bowled really, really good. She was out. She started, I guess, she was like a 20, 20 plays, and then she jumped to 11 with a really good set, and she stayed pretty much outside all the time.
Yeah, yesterday tended to, we saw players playing both, but even on the burn, we saw players kind of start there on the outside and 7-pin. How about that?
Great shot.
We'll need a score correction there, but the 7-pin falls 4 in a row for Clara Guerrero. But early.
Those are the shots that you want to always see.
Those are confidence
Carrying.
boosters for sure.
Yeah.
Of course, we got to this point because Group A leader and winner is CT Rahman of Malaysia. She has earned the number 2 seed for TV. So congrats to CT and her Team Malaysia teammate, Sin Lee Jane, who was the number 1 overall seed. And yeah, you don't often use the word, we don't use the word dominate very much, but she pretty much dominated today.
She got a bunch of pins ahead the second spot, and I was watching her this afternoon, and she was just making great shots. Of course, she matched up really, really well outside with a lot of surface, rolling it, and carry a lot.
Yeah, of course, that's got to be the thing that's there. And, she was doing something that, in the way that she was doing it, no one else was doing it in that manner. Had some surface, as you mentioned, good shot there from Jen Higgins. And, she said she was kind of very comfortable, go in her comfort zone, keeping it on the line at a very straight. She has some miss room. Her misses were like 9 pins.
Yeah,
So, it's pretty going good when you can do that.
that's what you always look, when you are bowling these kind of patterns. You want to have that zone, and having the right ball in your hands so you can create that area. So when you miss even a little outside, your board or inside, I mean, sorry, you still have that chance for 8 or 9. Um, but I think this is really important. I mean, because of your speed, like if you have the right speed, you know, eh, the pins just move different, right? And
Yeah.
and maybe I'm just here like letting out what I've been through with the speed. But yeah, I mean, these are the things and the tools that you need to, everybody who is listening and trying to be a better, we all try to be better bowlers every time, and I think a lot of the things that we have to practice is, be able to throw like soft or like more speed, angles, and of course be able to play any part of the lane.
I completely agree, especially from a speed control standpoint. I think that was a major part of what Sin Lee Jane was able to do, because I don't know what her exact speed was per the mile per hour, but she was throwing it pretty firm and hard.
Yeah.
And, her ball was just hitting, and you could hear it.
Yeah.
It sounded different than anyone else's bowling ball hitting the pins today.
True. Yeah, that was a good shot from Clara. Um, really good speed, for this pattern, and she's been working a lot in the roll, and she's fighting this injury she has in one of the fingers, and I mean, I'm just happy for her, and
Sure.
that she's able to to make this happen, because she is in pain, and I think it's working. It's working for her right now. Rolling it, good speed,
Yeah, she is battling, as you mentioned, a finger injury. And so she's had to change some things. I think before the season, she said she had to make some pitch changes and really
Mhm.
didn't have a chance to even practice prior
Yeah.
to the first event.
And every week that was a good spare from Jen. Every week, you experience different things, and it's just like getting more practice and more practice, and you start to find ways to to repeat more, like to and even those days that we have off between tournaments, we go practice, we do things. Um, you just have to, at the end of the day, you just have to be able to pick the right the right equipment for these parents, and execute what you capable of.
Shannon O'Keefe, good shot there. 7-pin. Shannon, of course, had a career season last year in the PWBA Tour. Won her first two singles professional titles on tour. Of course, had already won a tour title since the relaunch, winning the Lucy or the PWBA mixed or striking against breast cancer mixed doubles,
Correct.
um, and continuing to find some success here in the group stepladder final. A chance to make another TV show, which will be her first of this season.
2017, yes.
Clara trying to do the same thing. Shannon Pluhowsky will be on TV very soon. In fact, on Tuesday, June 6th, she'll be part of the Cubica AMF PWA Sonoma County show. Be sure to check that out at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Jen Higgins, no stranger to TV as well. She made a show last year at the nationwide Sonoma County Open. At the time, you made a TV show last year at the Las
I
Vegas Open.
did, yeah.
So time to make it more.
It's a great feeling for those who are, like listening. I mean, this is this is something that we enjoy a lot. I mean, at least personally, I can say it's a dream to just to be able to bowl around the best women, in the world, and it's a great experience and just a really great learning experience, I have to say.
All right, our matches are getting down to the final frames here. Pluhowsky O'Keefe heading to the 7th, heading to the 8th with Clara and Jen. And trouble there for Pluhowsky. Both players were clean and now a split, and that is the first for either. Now to Clara, of course, your split screen, you can see both. That looks pretty solid.
Good shot.
10 pin there.
Even when you get a split, I mean, at this point, just one game, you try to get as much pins as
Absolutely.
as many pins as you can. Even sometimes like you could get a little, frustrated because you thought it was a good shot and then you split, but hey, you still need to make this count and keep fighting. Great spare.
First open for Pluhowsky. Here comes Shannon O'Keefe. Oh,
That was a good shot from
heck of a
Shannon.
shot. That's what players at this level do. Of course, you know when the opponent gives you an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it immediately.
Yes.
Jen Higgins. So this match not over, but she needs some strikes here, and it was a pretty good shot. I knew she probably knew it was probably a tad left based on the reaction immediately, but maybe not as bad as leaving the 410. Oh, O'Keefe. That's
Great
a big
shot.
double. Big double for O'Keefe. Two really good friends there. What's it like to bowl in this type of manner in this situation with a lot on the line against someone you would consider a friend? I know it's tough. You gotta kind of set aside everything you like about that person, obviously, and just kind of focus on winning
Yeah,
a
well,
match.
I mean, along, our careers, I guess, you always get to bowl with people you care, or like people you always hang out. And but I think when you're in this situation, it just comes like you just have to be thinking, okay, let's just do one shot at a time. And I don't know if this is about like my culture or something, but I mean, you always wish the best to the opponent. Um, and at the end of the day, you can only control your thing,
Absolutely.
right? So I wish, the best to that person, whoever, it is. And I'll try to do my best.
Good shot
And
there
it's
from Clara.
always great shot from Kat. And it's always good when you have it right now, of course. But you still, I mean, you can only do
Oh,
your thing. That was a good shot from Shannon.
speaking of doing the thing, Shannon kind of got back on it in the eighth frame on the right lane. So it's been the left lane the past two shots for Shannon where she has gone out. That shot looked really good.
Yeah, and she probably adjust because of the last one. And this kind of pattern, it's really really tight there. And you just gotta be you just gotta be really consistent with your speed and roll, because those are the moments where you you always, I mean, you think it's a good shot and it looks like a really good shot, but it's just a little bit from the angle, um, and I think that's what we have to be, or that's what we need to have in our minds, is just good shot, trying to make great shots in the angle that you are trying to, to get, like, to reach.
All right, this one is mathematically over as Clara Guerrero will defeat Jen Higgins. Boy, Jen is really just continuing to knock on that door.
Yeah.
I mentioned her show last year. She has made a couple shows at the USBC Queens as well. So the door certainly will open for Jen at some point as well. Clara shoots 237. Clara looking pretty determined. I'll go back to, I believe it was Fountain Valley,
Yeah,
where
exactly.
she
She gets the
led
ball.
pretty much the entire way and just couldn't win a match.
Yeah.
In match play, lost some close ones. And next thing you know, you're in the group Stepladder final in a one-game match, and it's always kind of 50-50. But she looks very determined
Yeah.
today to get back to TV.
And she's been really really confident, bowling that spot. And I mean, she does it really well. And I think this is one of her good things, for this step ladder. I know, I mean, she is gonna try to probably do the same thing in the next game. But then we have Liz Johnson, and she bowls that same part of the lane. Of course, the role and everything is different, but Liz Johnson is a great bowler, and it just seems that she doesn't miss. she
That's because she generally doesn't.
she doesn't, right? But yeah, so they're gonna be bowling outside, so we'll see how this next match comes.
All right, Jen Higgins shoots 188. Clara shoots 237. Well, Clara will move on, as Sandra alluded to. She will face Liz Johnson in the Group B Stepladder final. Finishing up here, Shannon O'Keefe threw a different ball to try to gain some information. Shannon versus Shannon. This time it is O'Keefe defeating Pluhowsky. We know that the door certainly will open up for Shannon Pluhowsky. I still believe it will happen this season. She will win a title because she has to win a title.
Yeah.
So Shannon will finish it out. The family was here. I know Tiffany is watching. Let's say hello to Shannon's sister, Tiffany, watching from Phoenix. Shannon made 5 TV shows last season, tied for the tour lead with Shannon O'Keefe and Liz Johnson. Has already made 1 this season and looking for more, certainly. Again, the next time you will see Shannon Pluhowsky again Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, June 6th on CBS Sports Network, so be sure to look out for that. All right, 225 to 189. The final score.
Liz Johnson down to lanes 25 and 26. She'll have some practice, and then she will get to determine who
And so Shannon O'Keefe now will take on Juliana Franco from Colombia.
Juliana Franco is pretty young. She's from Colombia. She's actually in the national team, current in the national team with Clara, Maria, and Angie Rocio. So they're actually preparing here in Wichita. They're having like a camp after today, for a couple days. I think this is a really strong team from Colombia. Um, I'm happy to see new faces too, right?
Sure.
I mean, she's bowling. She has been bowling really good, and what I was about to say is that Juliana always bowled this pattern inside. She has a really unique technique. You guys are gonna see next. The ball just hits super strong in these kind of patterns. She's bowling with. She has been bowling pretty much with the phase 2 yesterday and today. That's a really good ball. I mean, I have to say. And she just puts a little, some surface on it, and it works really well for her.
That's some good insights that some of the viewers certainly may not know about Juliana. Speaking of that team, Colombia made some history over the summer, or last summer, I should say, at the PABCON event, winning the team event for the first time in the history of the event.
Exactly.
And their program.
And I have to mention Colombia took first place, and then the second United States, and we took Mexico took the bronze. It was really.
I see you.
It was really tough.
You got to get that in there. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to do what you got to do.
No, I just have to. I just hope my teammates are not listening to me right now. But no, we were struggling. We were really struggling, and it just, came to the end of having to double in the time frame. So those are the moments where you gotta say, okay, all in here, and
absolutely
just execute. But yeah, Team Colombia, it's been working so hard, like all together, and just as I mentioned earlier, bowling the tour, constantly being, fighting here with these kind of patterns and stuff. It's just a great opportunity to train for our countries in those international tournaments that we have. I have to say, for me, it's a great experience because I don't get this help at home. It's sad because this is my way of learning. So I think they do appreciate too, having this tour back, and because it's just the great environment too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the great environment, and these parents that we have been bowling, they're been really tough, and I know this is gonna be probably for the whole thing, it's gonna be tough, but this is I'm grateful. You get the best. You guys, with all these parents, we get the best out of us, right?
Absolutely. And that's exactly what, it's the PWBA Tour. It's it's a title on the line essentially every week. Of course, TV finals to get to, and then to be able to bowl for tour championships, and everyone who represents their country, yourself. Juliana, we just talked about, Clara, of course, as well. Yeah, everyone from the United States. Liz Johnson has been a longtime member of Team USA. Shannon O'Keefe is a current member. Yeah, this is the best of the best for the most part. I know not everyone can come over and bowl all the time, but Singapore comes over, Malaysia's here. We have some players from Japan who bowled very well today, also as an example. So this is it's very global. It's a complete international tour. All right, it's time, folks. The winners of these two matches will move on to join Sinley Jane and CT Rockman from Malaysia. The final two spots, the PWBA Wichita Open TV Finals. Your reigning two-time PWBA Player of the Year starts out like you would expect.
That's Liz Johnson.
That is Liz Johnson. And Shannon O'Keefe taking on Juliana Franco. Sandra alluded to watch Juliana. The viewers have watched before playing the middle part of the lane, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
And what looks to be the same ball, as you said, as well.
These two matches, in a way, are different from each other, but similar, because both players are both this one is Group
A.
Group A are both are playing similar, same area, and then we have these Clara and Liz Johnson playing outside. So the lanes could be. Where actually Shannon is actually outside.
Yeah, Shannon's been right a little bit, and Juliana, of course.
Yeah, she's like 5 boards to the left. That's Shannon.
Good crowd on hand here at Northrock Lanes. The support has been great, as you would expect, in Wichita. Good shot there, high flush for Clara. All right, Shannon O'Keefe takes the count. Pocket 7-10. A good shot early. Hopefully that is not a sign of not so good ball reaction as she moves forward here to the match, but I'm sure she'll find out pretty quickly within this next shot, or maybe the next one on the right lane. So Clara starts with a double. Liz Johnson steps up, coming into your screen right now. Well, this one might be the first to miss here. Whoever misses first might be the loser. 2 early doubles. O'Keefe.
Great shot.
Great bounce back. If you're just joining us, you are watching the Group Stepladder Finals, the PWBA Wichita Open. Our first match in Group B, Clara Guerrero defeated Jen Higgins 237 to 188. In Group A, Shannon O'Keefe defeated Shannon Pluhowsky 225 to 189. We'll find ourselves now the winners of these two matches. Again, we'll move on to the TV Finals. 3 in a row for Liz Johnson.
This is going to be a great match between Liz and Clara, and of course Juliana and Shannon. Juliana, I have to say. Juliana, it's like in English, but Juliana. Fountain Valley, Clara and Liz got to bowl this same moment. So I remember before this match, actually Liz and Clara kind of like joke about it, like hopefully this time, we get to see each other again in the stepladder, and here they are.
That's a very astute point by. That's why you should do this more often. You see how you brought that note out that Liz and Clara
I think I just
bowled each other?
I
forgot about it.
I have good memory.
Well, that's good. See it?
Just don't ask me about last year.
Fair enough. Liz did defeat Clara in the Fountain Valley Open Group Stepladder Final. Same group too, Group B. 258 to 226.
Hello, hello.
Clara makes the spare. She'll step up here first on lane 25. Former shocker, of course, Clara Guerrero.
You know, we have some great memories from this bowling center. Um, that was a great shot from Clara. I personally got to bowl twice here, national, college bowling national championships. Um, and Clara and I were just talking about it, that really good memories, to be back in Wichita.
How cool was it to be a part of the Shocker program? Not even was, is. I mean, you're a lifelong member.
Yeah, always a shocker. Well, a great experience. I mean, just being able to have the opportunity to to do what I love the most is just have the opportunity to learn more. And I have always been a dreamer, and I always knew Wichita State had one of the best programs in college bowling. And I applied. I remember it was 2005 when I applied, and had some economical like issues, and I got a lot of help from home, and it was a moment to really value, and just to be able to be back here, see the coaches, they came and watched, support, uh, eat in those places that we we used to eat when we were here, and it's a great experience.
Sandra, of course, again, former Shocker, went to Wichita State. Clara, there were, I believe we counted 19 players this week who competed, who at one point or another went to Wichita State. That's certainly what you'd expect being here in Wichita and having an event here. It's great, obviously, for the tour, and it's great for the university as well. Liz Johnson, meanwhile, 5 in a row. Clara, trip 4.
Yeah.
Keeping pace and hanging tough here. Now, Juliana Franco looking for her first double. Very good shot.
From Juliana.
Well, you talk about different faces, and it's always good to see you talk about it a lot all the time. And then when we got to about Cashers round, you kind of start to see how match play might formulate and who might be in it. Juliana led after round 1 of qualifying yesterday. I don't think she's dipped out of the top 10 at all this weekend.
She bowled really good. She deserves to be in the stepladder right now for TV show. Because she was always, in the top after the Malaysians.
Yes, at Team Malaysia. Again, if you're just joining us, all the results are, of course, on our website, pwba.com, pwba.com/live. Team Malaysia, Sinley Jane, Sichi Rockman, your top 2 seeds. Liz Johnson now with 5 in a row. She will step up on the right lane. Inside there, lucky to hit the 7, or excuse me, the 10 out. And she just leaves a 4-pin. And 3-6-10 converted. Juliana Franco. O'Keefe trailing that match by 11. And at the moment, all tied here. Keep that in mind. 4-pin in the 6th frame for Liz Johnson. O'Keefe back on it, right lane.
That was a great shot.
O'Keefe leaves a 7-pin. the seventh frame. Right back on it. Great shot there from Johnson. But it's just hard not to admire, kind of get caught up in all the things you can say about Liz Johnson. She's everything that is great about bowling in general, and especially women's bowling. Been doing it for a very long time. Clara has meant so much to Colombia. So accomplished, two-time and back-to-back World Cup winner.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of course, international medals. Mentioned the success of the Colombian women's team last summer because of shots like that. She knows how to win.
Yes. I had the opportunity to be in the same events, both in Vegas and in Poland, when she won both. I mean, she's my friend. I mean, we help each other and everything, and I do admire her a lot, just because, traveling with her, you get to know how she, she thinks, and how she likes to fight, and never, never give up, and all those moments where the matches, or like the games, have been like really, really tough. I mean, she's able to come back, and we're just watching a great match between Clara and Liz.
And Juliana strikes in the sixth frame. Speaking of collegiate bowling, of course, Shannon O'Keefe not only getting it done as an athlete herself, but as a coach, of course, leading the way for the McKendree Bearcats and the women's squad there to 2 national titles this season. And this is a pretty cool group stepladder final across the board, as you mentioned earlier. Great match, Group B, Clara and Liz. Juliana, people get a chance to know her and kind of see her game if they haven't for the first time.
Great shot from Juliana.
The double.
This is the second time I get to see, Juliana competing, and she seems quiet, like really serious, and but she is always focused, like she's always just making shots. And sometimes you will think, because some bowlers are young, maybe they need to be loud, or they need to be,
Sure.
but she's really a great bowler.
Liz wrapped a nasty 10-pin. And this late in the match, it is a 1-pin match with Liz Johnson up by 1. She has the advantage.
This is just about making great shots. We only have 9 frame and 10 frame in the match with Liz and Clara. We still have 3 more frames with Shannon and Juliana.
9th frame for Liz. That's got to push. It does, and it just destroys the rack. My goodness. That's a big shot for Liz. She cannot be shut out now. So the best Clara can do is shoot 258. Of course, wouldn't be enough, but it will certainly apply a little pressure.
Yeah. Just one shot at a time. That's what they need to do.
O'Keefe, wow.
Wow.
I didn't expect that. S4.
That's what we were seeing a lot, in these kind of patterns. It just looks that the ball is going the right, in the right line, and just a tiny bit, like just a little bit softer, maybe a little, of the speed Good shot.
Clara leaves a 4-pin on a
What a
heck of a
man.
shot. Nearly made it to Shannon O'Keefe. And so obviously tough on the count. First of all on the split. So now best she can do is shoot 197 at this point in the match. Franco on a double. She's going to pace in around 210. And Clara makes the spare. Her max score down to 237, excuse me, 247. And a break for Juliana. Juliana Franco can mark here. She's in very good shape. She is all but locked up a bid on to the TV finals. The Wichita Open. Clara Guerrero now 10th frame. Wants to apply a little pressure here.
Yeah.
No roll on the 2. Franco. Yep.
Good shot from Juliana.
And Juliana Franco find herself making her first TV appearance on the PWBA Tour.
That's a great feeling. A really great feeling for the first time, you know, to experience a TV show around great bowlers. There's a lot of things to learn, for sure. I'm just happy. I'm happy for her because, I mean, she's young and, you know, she really bowled good this week, and it's just happy to see when, you know, when things work, you know, for those people that always, you know, were there, and you know, sometimes in one game, you know, can go to the other way, right? And good shot.
Clara gets the 10 out, 236. So if Liz Johnson goes spare strike, she'd be at 239. Would take either strike and terrible count, or spare and terrible count, or an open frame, of course, in the 10th. If Liz Johnson strikes here, she is on to TV as well. All right. 10 pin. Open frame there, Shannon O'Keefe, but Shan, great bowling this week. Pretty simple here. Liz has to make this.
Liz Johnson.
May have made it a little closer than what she'd have liked, but hey. All right, so, all right, now count.
Juliana. Good shot.
Liz needs 8 to win. I'm not mistaken. 8 to win,
8 to
7
win.
to tie,
Correct.
6 to lose. And
Oy.
gets 8. 237 to 236. Liz Johnson.
Just one pin difference.
Wow. Probably by a board or so at the arrows.
Great match for both.
What a match yet again by these two. Unfortunately, Clara bowled so well. It's coming for Clara this year. We know it. Won her first PWBA title last season at the Go Bowling PWBA Players Championship. She will go over and be a great teammate and congratulate Juliana Franco, who defeats Shannon O'Keefe 234 to 165. Well, I got to go take some photos, Sandra, so I appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I mean, I'm happy. I like how I sound actually in the mic. It doesn't sound like me.
It was fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Great insight, and we appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, for viewers watching at home, of course, the Lincoln Open is up next. We appreciate you tuning in. I'll leave you with some of the sounds, of course, and some of the sights. Congratulations to Juliana Franco, Liz Johnson, City Rockman, and Cinley Jane, your 4 PWBA Wichita Open TV finalists. Wow, what a match we just saw. Be sure to watch it live, of course, or see me on the archive. And Extra Frame, we'll have it for you on Bold TV in a few days as well. Well, for all of our staff here, Jason Thomas, PWBA staff, to Neil Milligan, and everyone involved, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We'll say so long for now. This is the PWBA Wichita Open. We watch it live on Extra Frame.
Thank you all very much for coming out today and for all your support of the PWBA Wichita Open. On behalf of the entire PWBA staff, crew, thank you very much. We hope to see you again at a future event. Good night, everybody. Be safe, be good, and support your sport.
Attention bowlers coming in for the 7 o'clock PWBA Pro-Am. We will start check-in promptly at 6:15. We are still taking entries. If there's anybody in the building that wants to participate in the Pro-Am, it's just $20 for a fun entry. Or if you have a certified average and you'd like to compete for prize money, youth are $30, seniors are $40, and adults are $50. But we are taking entries for the Pro-Am at 6:15. When you come through the check-in line, we'll get you signed up then. But once again, we will be checking in for the Pro-Am at 6:15. However, you'll notice the names of the pre-registered entrants are already on the overhead monitors. So if you want to walk through, you can kind of get an idea of where you're bowling. Once again, if you're here for the PWBA Pro-Am, check-in will begin promptly at 6:15.